What if I told you that the secrets to building wealth haven't changed in over 5,000 years? That there exists a small book written almost a century ago, but based on stories from ancient Babylon, that still holds the blueprint to financial freedom today. This book is called The Richest Man in Babylon, and it contains timeless lessons that can turn anyone from broke and struggling into wealthy and secure. But here's the catch. Most people who read it never apply the lessons. In this video, I'll break down the complete summary of this book in a simple, practical way. No fluff, just the raw rules of money that still work today. Stick with me until the end, because the final rule is the one that separates those who dream of being rich from those who actually become wealthy. The story begins in Babylon, the wealthiest city of the ancient world. Among its citizens lived a man named Arkad. He wasn't born rich. In fact, he started as a poor scribe, scratching out a living, constantly broke and often envious of others who seemed to prosper. But Arkad made a decision. He was tired of watching life pass him by. Instead of just complaining, he sought wisdom. He asked wealthy men how they built their fortune, he learned from their successes and their mistakes, and then he applied these lessons relentlessly. Over time, Arkad became the richest man in Babylon. And here's the good news. The same exact principles he followed are available to you and me today. Rule 1, start thy purse to fattening. Translation, pay yourself first. Every coin you earn, keep at least 10% for yourself before you spend a single coin on anyone or anything else. It doesn't matter if your income is small. It doesn't matter if you feel you can't afford to save. The habit of saving comes before the amount of saving. Think about it. If you earn 10 coins and immediately spend all 10, you remain a slave to your paycheck. But if you keep just one coin for yourself, your purse begins to grow heavier. Over months and years, that steady discipline creates the foundation of wealth. Most people make the mistake of paying everyone else first, rent, bills, entertainment, and then hope something is left to save. But in Babylon, the rich reversed it. They paid themselves first. If you apply only this one rule, keeping one coin out of every 10, you will already be ahead of 90% of people. Rule 2, control thy expenditures. Or simply put, live below your means. This lesson is painfully simple, but it's the one most people fail at. Babylon teaches that what we call necessary expenses will always grow to match our income, unless we fight against it. Today, we call this lifestyle creep. You get a raise, suddenly you need a better car. Your income increases, now you need to live in a bigger apartment. Every time the purse grows fatter, the spending grows fatter too, until nothing is left. The truth is, wealth is not built by earning more, but by controlling what you keep, and controlling requires discipline. Track your money. Learn to tell the difference between wants and needs. Cut the excess ruthlessly, because every unnecessary expense today is wealth stolen from your future self. Rule 3. Make thy gold multiply. Here lies the secret of the rich. Your money must work harder than you do. Saving alone is not enough. Gold that sits idle will eventually vanish, eaten by inflation, emergencies, or temptation. But gold that is invested wisely and patiently multiplies. Arkad didn't just save coins, he put them to work. His savings became investments. Those investments produced profits, and those profits were reinvested to create even greater streams of wealth. In today's world, this could mean investing in businesses, stocks, real estate, or even skills that produce higher income. The principle remains the same. Put your money to work so it grows while you sleep. The rich don't just trade time for money. They build systems where money generates more money. Rule 4. Guard thy treasures from loss. In other words, protect yourself from foolish investments. This is where most people get trapped. They save, they get eager, and then someone promises quick riches. A scheme that doubles your money overnight. A friend's guaranteed business. A coin or stock hyped on social media. Babylon warns, be cautious. Seek the advice of wise men. Avoid investments that sound too good to be true, because they usually are. The richest men in Babylon did not gamble. They invested only where their money was safe and where they could reasonably expect a return. True wealth isn't built in sudden windfalls. It is built slowly, steadily, protected from loss. Ask yourself, would you plant seeds in dry sand hoping for a harvest? Or would you plant in fertile soil, watered and cared for? The same applies to your money. Plant it carefully. Rule 5. Increase thy ability to earn. This is perhaps the most important lesson of all. Your greatest asset is not money. Your greatest asset is you, your skills, your knowledge, your ability to provide value. The more skilled you become, the more doors open, the more income flows. Arkad taught that every man should seek to improve his craft, to sharpen his mind, to become more valuable. In ancient Babylon, this meant learning new trades, mastering skills, and being reliable in business. In our time, it could mean learning digital skills, improving communication, mastering a craft, or even starting a side hustle. Money grows only when the person earning it grows. If you remain the same, your income remains the same. But if you grow, if you constantly invest in yourself, wealth follows naturally. So let's recap. The 5 laws of wealth from the richest man in Babylon are: save at least 10% of all you earn, control your spending and avoid lifestyle creep, invest your savings so they multiply, protect your money from foolish risks, grow your skills and increase your ability to earn. These are not complicated rules. In fact, they're painfully simple. But the truth is, most people will nod their heads and then do nothing. That's why the poor stay poor and the rich get richer. Wealth is not about luck. It's not about inheritance. It's not even about having a high-paying job. Wealth is about applying timeless principles, consistently, patiently, and with discipline. So here's my challenge to you. Which of these 5 rules will you start applying today? Will you begin saving 10%, no matter how small? Will you take control of your expenses? Will you finally start investing wisely? Type your answer in the comments, because declaring your choice makes you accountable. The ancient Babylonians built the richest city in the world using these rules. If they worked 5,000 years ago, they will work today. Start small, stay consistent, and remember this: it is not the man who dreams of wealth who becomes rich. It is the man who acts on these laws day after day. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to subscribe, because on this channel, I'll be sharing more timeless lessons about money, investing, and building lasting wealth. The kind of lessons schools will never teach you. Until next time, remember, wealth is a choice. The sooner you apply these laws, the sooner your purse begins to fatten.